A farmer named John Miller claimed that every time he entered his barn at night, one of his cows would be missing. By morning, however, the cow would always be back in its place, as if nothing had happened. There were no tracks, no broken fences, and no sign of escape, just an eerie emptiness where the animal should have been. One night, determined to uncover the truth, John stayed awake to watch. Around midnight, the entire herd suddenly grew restless. The cows began to panic, stomping their hooves and mooing loudly, all facing the same corner of the barn wall. The air grew cold, and an unnatural silence fell outside. John gripped his lantern tighter, his heart pounding. He wanted to turn around, to look where the cows were staring, but something deep inside told him not to. He never did find out what was behind him that night, and he swears that's the reason he's still alive to tell the story. When Michael was a child, he lived with his parents on a quiet farm far away from neighbors. Every evening, once the sun went down, strange footsteps could be heard coming from the barn. The sound was heavy, like someone walking slowly across the old wooden floorboards. Creak, creak, creak. But when Michael and his father, Robert, checked outside, there were no footprints in the dirt. No sign of anyone at all. One night, Robert decided he had had enough. He grabbed a lantern, opened the creaky barn door, and stepped inside. Michael watched from a distance, his heart racing. The lantern light revealed an empty barn. No intruders, no animals out of place. And yet, the footsteps continued. They echoed all around, circling Robert, as if something invisible was pacing the barn. The wooden boards creaked under a weight that no one could see. Robert came out pale, his voice shaking. He looked at his family and said, "This place is not for us anymore. We're leaving tomorrow." Within a week, the farm was sold. Michael says he still remembers the sound of those phantom footsteps, echoing in his nightmares even as an adult. Sarah, a farmer living in the countryside, recalls one of the most chilling experiences of her life. She had a small chicken farm and spent most of her nights close to the coop to protect her animals from foxes and other predators. But something far stranger than wild animals began happening. At exactly 3 a.m. every night, she would hear a blood-curdling scream. It didn't sound like an animal at all. It was human, almost as if someone was crying out in unbearable pain. The sound echoed across the fields, but no matter how many times she searched with a lantern, she could never figure out where it came from. Her neighbors, including an older woman named Margaret, admitted they heard it too. "You're not imagining it," Margaret told her. "We've all heard the same scream." But despite searching, no one could ever uncover the source. One evening, Sarah was speaking with another neighbor, John, when he lowered his voice and told her something she would never forget. "Years ago," he said, "a farmer who once owned this land hanged himself in the barn. They say his spirit never left, and every night, his last scream echoes through these fields." From that moment on, whenever Sarah heard the piercing cry at 3 a.m., her blood ran cold. She knew it wasn't just a sound anymore. It was a reminder of the restless spirit that haunted her land.